When you hear the word history and the word time, the two just fit together like a glove fits a hand. So it's kind of fitting that one of the most iconic American watch companies had so much influence over so many great historical moments. I'm Waltham historian Stan Zubernat, and this is the great American watch brand, the Waltham Watch Company, one of the most recognizable and iconic brands in American history. For over 160 years, Waltham was there in the moments that helped define our great nation. During the Industrial Revolution, three visionary men, David Davis, Edward Howard, and Aaron Lufkin Dennison, started what would become the Waltham Watch Company in 1850. In 1854, the company moves to the town of Waltham and opens a model factory where it employs over 3,000, creating up to 40 million timepieces at the height of its production, making Waltham the world's largest producer of clocks and watches. The original factory building still stands today along the banks of the Charles River in Waltham, Massachusetts, and houses the Waltham Watch Company Museum. When you think about historical events, ask yourself this: how did they keep production moving on time? Waltham's assembly line inspired many industries, most notably Henry Ford's assembly line for the legendary Ford Model T, revolutionizing production speed. The American system of watch manufacturing, developed by Waltham, was so good the Swiss later adopted it. Vanderbilt laid the railroad tracks that brought the nation together, and Waltham was there with high-precision pocket watches. At this point, there were more Waltham watches in circulation around the world than all other brands put together. Even Abraham Lincoln had a Waltham Model 1857 pocket watch. Extraordinary adventurers who pushed the limits of human endurance were also aided by Waltham timepieces and instruments. Waltham watches equipped American explorer Robert Peary's expedition, the first to reach the North Pole, and in 1914 accompanied Sir Ernest Shackleton and his crew on their expedition to the South Pole. Daredevil pilot Roland Rolfs set a new flight altitude world record of 34,610 feet while wearing the world-famous Waltham DePollier Field and Marine wristwatch. When Charles Lindbergh made his first solo flight across the Atlantic Ocean, his Waltham was there, navigating the Spirit of St. Louis to Paris. And in 1914, when the world went to war, Waltham was there with reliable marine chronometers that guided the Allied navies to victory. Waltham's innovation continued in the war effort, in particular, the Waltham DePollier Field and Marine wristwatches with their patented double clinch bezel, screw-down crown, and hermetic wristwatch case that made waterproof watches possible. This watch was an absolute game changer and eventually led to the annual $7 billion wristwatch industry today. Many of those trench watches produced by Waltham are among the most desirable collectibles in the world, and they still keep time today. In World War II, Waltham was once again at the forefront, producing clocks for fighter planes such as the F-6F Hellcat and the P-51 Mustang. After World War II, Waltham aircraft clocks were used heavily by the United States Air Force in the F-4 Phantoms, the U-2 spy planes, and the C-130 Hercules. They were also used by fighter pilot school Top Gun in Miramar, California. Waltham's historic Type A11 and Type A17 military wristwatches were crucial for military personnel keeping accurate time. Waltham's innovative and influential history stretched more than 100 years in the United States, and in 1954, Waltham establishes Waltham SA in Switzerland, the new pulsing center of global watchmaking. Today, it is from that last base in Switzerland that Waltham starts a new chapter that aims to lead it back again across the Atlantic, back to its original roots, to make new history over the course of the next decade.